Hello and welcome to my presentation on my dream job working as an outreach services librarian at a public library. Outreach in the simplest of terms is reaching out to the community members that a library serves. Outreach librarians often work with underserved members of the community and help bring library services to those who are unable to come to the library. The type of work that an outreach librarian does varies depending on the type of library that they are working at and on the particular community that that library serves. However, no matter the community or library type, the common thread is that all outreach librarians work on ensuring equity of access to library services to all members of that community. Although public libraries can vary depending on the setting that they're in. For instance, a rural library is very different than a branch library in a large city system. However, some of the common services that public libraries offer through outreach programs include bookmobiles, so literally bringing the materials to the patrons outside of the library. Many outreach librarians work with older adults and senior citizens, providing programming for them, whether that means visiting local hospitals, local senior centers, and providing programs there. Many outreach librarians also participate in homebound delivery programs, so bringing the materials to patrons who are unable to come to the library, delivering those to their home directly. Another group that outreach librarians also work with extensively include English language learners and new immigrants. So again, ensuring that the library has sufficient materials and sufficient services for those groups and working with them to help them find resources that may be helpful to them. Other groups that outreach librarians work with at public libraries include patrons with disabilities, especially low vision and hard of hearing, and they also work with LGBTQ. Again, it depends on the needs of that particular library and of the community demographics for that library. Outreach librarians need to be able to wear many different hats, so to speak. Often one of the primary responsibilities of the outreach librarian is programming, providing informative and entertaining programs for those demographics that they're ensuring service to. Outreach librarians also need to be able to effectively do research. They need to be able to assess the needs of their community that they're serving, as well as to test the efficiency of the programs that they're offering. So offering surveys and being able to then collect data and effectively analyze it is very important. Outreach librarians may also need to engage with grant writing. They may need to apply for grants to help fund some of the programs at their library. Again, working with English language learners, oftentimes having fluency in a foreign language is highly desirable, as well as some experience in programming for literacy programs. Outreach librarians also need to have teaching skills, as many of the programs they offer may include teaching skills, for instance, having technology classes for seniors, and so being able to effectively teach those skills to patrons. In addition to that, when they're out in the community, outreach librarians need to be able to perform several of the functions that librarians do, and oftentimes even in different departments. They still need to have a working knowledge of it. For instance, if you're out in the bookmobile, you need to be familiar with circulation practices if you're checking out materials to those patrons on the bookmobile. You may need to provide reference or reader's advisory while you're out and about, and it may even be with age groups that you don't normally encounter, because again, when you are out there, you just need to be the best ambassador that you can for the library. You don't need to be an expert in every single thing, but you should have at least a working knowledge of what your library offers. Depending on the size of the library and the size of the department you're working in, outreach librarians may need to prepare a budget and be able to stick to it for the programs that they provide. They need to have collection development skills and be able to manage collections for the groups that they are serving. And they need to be able to work with all kinds of patrons and users and have excellent interpersonal communication skills. So before we get to the end of the presentation, I just wanted to include quickly a couple of resources for outreach librarians. Several different groups offer best practices and resources for outreach librarians. That includes Reference and User Services Association, the ALA's Office of Diversity, Literacy, and Outreach Services. PLA also has some helpful information on their website. ALA also offers a blog called the Diversity Outreach Columns blog, and that also has information on it. And there are also various outreach events for professional development that the ALA offers throughout the year. So I hope this was informative, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I certainly enjoyed learning more about what outreach librarians do, and thank you.